Hello, hello. Hi, guys. Hi, family. Hi, Royal We family. Gonna wait just a moment here, get some people chance to get on board here. Hi, everybody. Good evening, Royal We family. Good evening. How are you guys? Hi, Pamela. It's good to see you. Hi, Pamela. Hey, hey. And just to let you guys know, hi there. There you guys are. Hello, Xavier, Sophia. Hi, guys. Just going to wait a couple more seconds here before we get started. Allow more people to jump on board here. Estrella, hi, how are you? Katie, Tanya, it takes faith. Yes, it does take faith. Hello. Soul at War, how are you, man? YOLO. Yola, sorry about that if I mispronounced the name. When he returns soon, Samuel, Leah, Sophia, welcome back. Bless you. Bless you. Baseball girl, Masu. Unique, how are you guys? Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Wednesday night to you guys. I'm so glad that you are here. Hello, guys. I'm so glad that all of you are here on this Wednesday night on the Royal We Live. We'll go ahead and get started. Now, for those of you guys who are new on the Royal We Live, welcome. If you're watching live right now on YouTube, you will be able to contact me via the phone number that is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Okay, we'll be taking live phone calls. Just so you know, if you do not get in on tonight's phone call session, you can call tomorrow night because I'm here every night for you guys. We will be doing this at 10 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. That is right now, and I know that translates to a different time wherever you are, but I tried to make it at a time point where it's good for everybody. I sent out a little request, and most everybody said, yeah, between the night hours, and so that's what we're doing. So you're welcome to call. Just be aware that you are live on YouTube when you call, so you may want to filter your words. Also, you can remain anonymous so that you don't have to put your name out there, and you don't have to use any names at all. And before, I'm going to go ahead and answer this phone call, and we will get it going. I will be right with you. But before I answer this phone call, I do want to put out this warning, and this is just to let you guys know that this program is intended for mature audiences. So I do put out the 18-plus content warning out there because of the nature of what we're talking about. We are talking about abusive relationships. All right, well, that being said, guys, let's go ahead and let's get started. And hello. Welcome. You're on the Royal We. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you actually? Am I on here?
You actually are on here.
Oh, okay. Hey, Kevin. How you doing? Hey, I was just going to ask you some advice about. I just had charges dropped on me today after 2 months in jail, on false accusations. There was involvement with the local deputy, the local mayor. I have a mining project. Anyway, should I go after these people to teach them a lesson? It was like a Leviathan, Jezebel thing going on. It destroyed my life. I went through this last year, spent 4 months in jail over it. What should I do? Should I go after these people?
I mean, I don't know the situation, and so I'm not sure what to tell you. But from what you just said, you went through this once before, 4 years ago. Now you're going through it again. My question is, why are you still working with people who keep dropping charges on you and putting you in jail? What's up with that?
I live in a small town of about 400 people, and I did nothing. It was just she had a restraining order on me, and she claimed I violated the restraining order again. I happened to be at my preacher's house when she said I did it.
Right.
Everything was kicked out of court. They knew she lied now.
Okay.
Should I go after her? I mean, I can't even exist in my own town, and I'm kind of a local business owner. It completely destroyed my reputation. What should I do? Should I go after this? I think it's false arrest, filing a false report. I mean, or should I just let it go? I mean, it's almost like I'm being evicted from my own town. I'm living at my mother's house 40 miles away now. I'm afraid to drive through town without a camera, without having somebody with me. I mean, to simply say he waved at me. I spent 2 months in jail with a $75,000 cash bond because she was going out with the local deputy. Help me. What do I do?
In these situations, obviously, abusive narcissists, we know they lie. And once they have it out for you, they're going to be on attack mode. Okay, they need to have somebody who they put their aggression on. They want to bury you, and oftentimes it does feel like you're being purged. Okay, now to be honest with you, when you said that you dealt with this 4 years ago, you should have at that point. Last year, 4 months ago, you should have been done with it, right? This is one of these things where when you realize what's going on, you've got to get out of the situation. Let me help you out with this. This is actually a news story, and I'll end the call with this, and I'll answer the question. There's a news story that I came across, and it's a woman who is a teacher, and she was accused of sexually molesting not only other people's children, but her own, by a very vicious, abusive, narcissistic woman who was in power in the city. They went after her. They arrested her. It went through this long court trial. The woman was sure that, even though she was innocent, she did nothing. She was heavily accused. She was scared, but she kept her cool. She went to court, went through the proceedings, and she ended up winning the case because the jury saw the manipulation that the narcissist and arranged with the parents of these children to say things. And if you say things to a 5 to 8 year old child enough, they'll start to mimic it and believe it. And so they saw that the jury picked up on that these kids weren't talking out of a genuine fear or pain, but as though somebody was telling them what to say. Very sad. But the reason I'm telling you this is because what the woman did is she quit being a teacher. Okay? She ended that, right? And I know that this gentleman that just called may not want to quit his job, but in that case she did. She quit it. She wrote a book called Accused, okay? And she now is living her best life post the experience, even though it was traumatic and terrible, right? So when you deal with narcissists, you're going to have a traumatic experience, but you need to decide what's going to be best for you at the time. And if that means you've got to get out of a job, then get out of the job, right? There are other jobs. A job is not worth you being arrested, falsely accused, and possibly being put in an uncomfortable situation. Get the heck out, right? Get away from these people, especially if you feel that purge. A lot of times people want to stay and say, I'm going to fight this, I'm going to fight this, I'm going to fight this. And you're welcome to it. But a lot of times you're keeping yourself involved in a pretty nasty situation where it might be better if you have the opportunity just to move, right? Move and let it become other people's problems, not your own, right? That's just my take on it. But it can be very difficult. I understand that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and throw the telephone number back up there. The phone lines are open again. You guys are welcome to call. And like I said before, just be mindful that you are live on YouTube. And speaking of some questions that I do get questions also via email. And I will see if I can get some of those after this phone call. Thank you for calling. You're on the Royal We.
Yes, hello. This is Mike from Pennsylvania.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good. What's going on?
I was involved with a narcissist wife that assured me that she loved me and all the things a narcissist do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we went out to a party one night. It was the end of August. And I guess that I was drinking too much, and I put my hands on this girl's bum. She had a narcissistic rage. Yes.
Okay.
So.
Did you know this girl?
Was Saturday night. What's that?
Did you know the girl?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
So that was Saturday night. So on Sunday, she wanted to go down to the house to think about things, and I came up to my parents' house.
Mm-hmm.
So Monday was our anniversary. So I went down Monday morning and knocked on the door, and I got to witness what narcissistic rage looks like. She screamed at me to get off my effing porch, or I'm going to call the police and file a PFA on you. I said, whoa, don't do that.
Are you guys married?
Don't
Did you tell me you're married?
Yes, for 7 years.
7 years. So let me ask you a question. What are you doing grabbing other girls' butts when you're married for 7 years? That's the question I have for you.
What was that question?
What are you doing grabbing other women's butts?
I was drinking too much. I don't even remember hardly even doing it. I don't even know why I was doing it, to tell you the truth.
Well, I got to be honest with you. Narcissistic abuse or not, I'll tell you what. If I was pinching another girl's butt, I'd get smacked around too.
Yeah.
So that's not
wrong.
So I'm just telling you, I think I could vouch for most of the women, here listening to this, that they would say if you're their husband, unless they have that real freaky side where they're okay with it, they'd probably say, dude, I'd let you have it too, man, because I think that, and I don't know the dynamic of the relationship with your wife. I don't know if that's all there is to it. Is that all there is to it? Is that the only time that she's exploded on you? Or
yeah.
is it is? Okay. Then, if that's the only issue, then you could probably chalk it up to she's just very offended. There she is, and embarrassed. There she is with her husband. You're the man. You're her king. You are the leader of the family, and you're out with her, and you're pinching other girls' butts. That's she. I don't necessarily know if that qualifies as narcissistic rage, or maybe you deserve to get kicked right in the butt, so you don't do that anymore.
I really wasn't pinching anyone's butt. This girl that I was with is like a hugger, and she always likes to hug people, and she's a very friendly person. But I was sitting on the back of a truck, and I guess I had my arms around her, and my hands must have went down towards her rear end, and someone behind me was videoing me, and then went and showed it to my wife. And that's when she came unglued. So.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this story. The story's getting worse, man. So I have a pretty good suspicion that you're in, especially since you were drinking and drunk, that your hands were probably resting where they shouldn't have been for longer than maybe you think they were. So in any case. Like I said, I don't know if this qualifies as narcissistic rage. However, this should be an eye-opening thing for you. Don't do that, right? If you're going to go out, you're going to have your wife, you guys are going to be drinking, don't do that. And I think that that's it. And if you want to do that, if this is something that you feel you want to do again in the future, then have a talk with your wife, be honest, and let her know. Say, hey, I'd like to do this, and do you have a problem with it? And if she says, yes, I do, right? Then you have to have that conversation with her, find that mutual understanding and respect, and understand where she's coming from and why she doesn't want you squeezing other girls' cheeks with her around, Like I said, that sounds normal to me. That does not sound like a narcissistic thing. It does not, right? It sounds like a wife who just doesn't want you squeezing other girls' butts, So
right.
So is that basically what you're dealing with, is just this incident?
Well, it's just been, I've been researching narcissism now since all this happened. It's been August, so I've been reading books and watching your videos and really studying what narcissism is all about. And everything that she has done in our marriage points to her being a narcissist, because she constantly needed validation that she was beautiful, and I had to constantly compliment her. That's what supplied her. She constantly needed that. Like, I had to tell her, oh, you're beautiful, oh, you're hot, oh, you're just so awesome. And she believes in her eyes that she is literally perfect. Like, she can't do any wrong. You can't argue with her. You can't win an argument. And she believes in her eyes that she's absolutely perfect. But there's no flaws. There is absolutely nothing wrong with her. Everything would be wrong with me. So I would never argue with her, because you could never win an argument. Never. There's no way.
Okay. Does she call you names?
So, yes. Yes. She would point the finger and tell me that when she would go out to the bars with guys and hang out all night, and she'd come home, and I'd say, hey, why didn't you come home? You knew I was here waiting on you. Oh, you're controlling and you're jealous. That's all you are. She would flip it around to where it was my fault, that I would say something.
So she goes out.
Everything that I'm reading.
So now the story is getting a little. See, now the story is changing a little bit. That's what I was trying to get at, right? So
okay,
you indicated that she goes out. She goes out to bars with other guys.
Yes.
All right. So I mean, is this a marriage where infidelity is a known thing? I'm just curious. Are you aware Has she been sleeping around on you? You sleep around on her? Do you guys have some kind of a
No,
open arrangement? What's going on? She just goes. She goes to bars with guys.
She likes to have guys. She likes to have guys around to give her narcissistic supply, to tell her that she's good looking and beautiful, and she just likes to hang out with guys because that's what they give her. They give her the supply she needs.
Okay.
You know, that she has to have. You know, that to tell her that she's awesome and perfect and beautiful and all the things a narcissist needs and to get their supply. So. You know, and I just see all these narcissistic traits that she had.
So what do you?
And then I saw the narcissistic rage in her face, and she filed for the PFA on her anniversary, and 2 weeks later sent me divorce papers on my birthday.
Okay.
And I just couldn't figure out for the life of me, how could someone be so and tell me that they love me and then turn around and file PFA on my anniversary and then send me divorce papers on my birthday? I'm like, what? That's not normal, you know?
Right.
That's not love, you know,
no,
in any way, shape, or form.
It's not love. You're right.
So I'm trying to figure out how could this ever happen. So I started to go to counseling because after that I threatened suicide. Okay, because I was so damaged and so hurt that I was going to actually commit suicide. I was to the point of no return. I just didn't want to be here anymore because I lost my son at 16 years of age, and now I was losing my wife. So I just was empty. So after that, I started to go into counseling. Well, my counselor is the one that turned me on to narcissism because I was telling her about all her traits and everything. She said she sounds like she's narcissistic. And I'm like, what is that? I had no idea what narcissism was. Not a clue.
Right.
Probably the same as you. You probably had no clue what it was at one point, you know, until you had your eyes opened up, right? So that's where I'm at now, and I've been just
where are
reading
you?
and reading, and I'm obsessed with it.
Where are you at? Where are you right now, though, with it? Are you in a place where you're understanding, you're going through the divorce, you're learning, you're just trying to put the pieces back together? Are you guys currently separated?
Yeah.
You and your wife are currently separated?
Yeah.
Okay.
She moved out. She discarded me on our anniversary, and then she moved out here a couple months ago, and she cleaned out my house, took everything. And now she's living out in another house by herself. Okay. And you know, so I was discarded with no closure, no nothing, just bang.
But you do have closure, right? And so this is where I'm going to go ahead and let you go, and then I'll continue answering this question, guys. So this is one of the things that we have to understand about narcissistic abuse when we have these separations, because if you listen in that caller's voice, the marriage dynamic was weird at best. It was bad. You know, the wife was out with guys, went doing whatever at bars, and he ended up going and drinking and squeezing other women's butts. And so it's less of a marriage, more of a let's do whatever we want, and it ends up this competing thing. And that's what narcissistic abuse does, kind of drags you into this darkness, in this dark world. And again, guys, I can't say this enough, but I summarize narcissistic abuse by saying this. It's you hanging out with people you have no business hanging out with, doing things you have no business doing, going places you have no business going. And oftentimes you don't even realize it. You can be married in this situation 5, 7, 10, 15, 20 years of your life has gone by, and it's like this. The story of it is laid out like this, right? So in these types of situations, when the divorce is happening, when the papers are being served, does it hurt? Yes. But is it getting you out of a very toxic situation and environment where you're potentially going to be getting more hurt, possibly doing things yourself that you wouldn't normally do, that you know you shouldn't do? You start turning more to alcohol. You start turning more to all of these things because you're so broken. You get suicidal thoughts. This right there, guys, needs to be the closure. This is what needs to be the closure. Awakening up to your own feelings, going, what is happening to me? What's going on that I feel I need to drink all the time? What's going on? I feel like I want to die. I don't want to be here anymore. This needs to be the closure. That's the closure. That this is not where you belong in life. It's not what was intended for you. This is a result of, again, Being with people you have no business being with, doing things you have no business doing, going places you have no business going. You cannot dance with the devil in the hellfire, right, and not get burned. And this is where we find ourselves in these relationships. And so at some point you wake up and it's a scramble, feels like a scramble for your life to get out. But you can get out. The lifeline is there and you are able to get out. I'm going to go ahead and put the phone number back up there. You guys, go ahead. Phone line is open. You guys can call. That was a pretty intense, situation. It started off in one way, and I'm like, I'm not sure. Sometimes you can't tell what somebody's going through as far as abuse goes until it kind of all comes out, right? And so I understand that these things are very difficult to talk about as well. All right, we'll go ahead and take this call. Thank you for calling. You're live on the Royal We.
Hi, this is Drea. How are you?
I am doing very good tonight. How are you doing?
I'm good.
You okay?
Surviving.
Good.
Yeah, I have a question. My question is, so I didn't like your caller before. I didn't know anything about a narcissist. I went into counseling, found out that my dad was a narcissist. He was abusive. I was molested, blah, blah, blah. And then I ended up being with another guy for 13 years. And I was discarded. I'm going to say that, but I did see a video where you say you're really not discarded. But I'm just going to say this, and then you can correct me. So
I may not correct you. I don't know.
So he threw me to the trash. I had surgery, and the day of surgery, he tossed me and told me, I don't even know why I was ever with you. You're not on my level. I settled because I felt sorry for you. And this is how I feel now. I'm stuck because I know I wasn't supposed to do this, but I saw his new supply. I saw his new girl, and he really did upgrade. I mean, I'm going to be honest. She's prettier than I am. She's educated. She's working. I'm sick. I'm not saying that I'm unattractive. I'm not unattractive. But he did. I mean, she drives a nice, beautiful car, and I drive a Jeep Wrangler. I don't care about luxury cars. But I'm just like, now what do I do? Because people are like, oh, they really didn't upgrade. But in my situation, they did.
Do you see me?
Upgrade.
Do you see me shaking my head at you? Do you see me shaking my head at you? I don't know if you can see that, but no, he did.
I see
you. Listen, hon, I have no idea what you look like, but I can tell you just by the sound of your voice that you are a beautiful, loving, caring, giving, nurturing woman. And there is nothing more that a good man needs in his life than that, right? Okay? So, I know it seems like they're moving on and they're getting all this stuff, but keep in mind, okay, and I don't know the whole story of your guys' relationship, the dynamic of the relationship, but you've got to keep in mind this fact, that when he's dumping on you, demeaning you, did he demean you, devalue you, make you feel smaller and smaller over time? Is that how he treated you? Kind of made you feel like you weren't good enough? Okay, so when you met him, it wasn't like that though, right? Obviously, you were the most amazing thing to him, and he was whatever he could say to get close to you, right? So you have to understand that he's simply doing the same thing with his new supply, okay? So you're going to come across the best pictures of the both of them. It's his new supply, right? He's only going to show pictures of the good times. He wants the world to see how amazing he is. He did the same thing to you too when you met him. It happened so fast you probably didn't even recognize it. Mm-hmm.
Well, I did. You know what? And this might be small, but I'm going to release it because it feels good talking to you. I love your show. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. Okay, I want to say that he never put me on like Facebook or. He never said he was in a relationship with me or anything like that. And I feel so stupid. Like, how come I couldn't see that? And look at what he did to her. He's like, she's all over social media. This is my late. I never got that. But I didn't know because I really didn't care. I was like, come on, I'm a grown woman. It's Facebook. But now that I see, because now he's like, well, she's good for me. This is my equal. You were never that. So I hear what you're saying because I do feel inwardly
Right.
Like, I can't help that I'm on disability. I wish I could work. I've been working since I was like 16, but now I'm not well. But inwardly, I feel wonderful. Inwardly, I know I'm a good person.
Right.
Inwardly, but I'm just stuck. I don't know. I'm just stuck.
Right. Well, part of the being stuck again is no. First of all, not getting in these situations with these people. You need to be able to see long term, right? You know your situation, you know where you're at in life. You should have a good idea of what you want in life, right? And a lot of this comes down to when you meet people, you have to make sure that they're bringing something to the table, right? And it takes a long time to get to know that, right? We can't just let someone sweet talk and come and get and take what they want from you and then turn around and tell you, you know, we never had that connection. I'm going over there. And you're left going, what just happened? That's not cool, right? What happened is he swept in, he saw somebody who he could take advantage of, which was you, and he did. This is the narcissistic culture. And a lot of guys do this. A lot of women do this too. Sweep in to get something, and when they figure out, it's kind of good, I had fun, but it's not all that great, I'm going to move on, right? They do.
Yeah.
Okay? And you're left broken. You're left thinking, what about the promises that you made? What about, I thought I was cool. I thought you liked me. I thought even though I have disabilities, you were cool with it. Now all of a sudden, you're not cool with it? Because again, when we talk about narcissistic abuse, and I'll go ahead and let you go, we're talking about individuals who don't have empathy. They don't love you to love you. They love you to receive. It's a very selfish gain. Their love is the same thing as mirroring you to make you feel good so they can get what they want, right? This is how it operates, and then they move on to new supply. I'm going to go ahead and take this phone call right here. Thank you. You're live on the Royal We. Oh, maybe not. And so anyways, with that phone call, it's tough. None of us want to realize that we weren't loved in the situation, that we were just being used for something, right? It's a very difficult thing to process. And so it is hard to move on. It makes you feel like you're really not that special, but you are. And this is what we have to understand is our value. You're on the Royal We. Thank you for calling.
Oh, hi, Kevin. I'm sorry. Okay.
Can
Is
you
it a lag? I'm not used to.
Can you turn down the computer in the background? I can hear the computer.
Yeah. Okay. So, just kind of clarify my background. I believe my ex is a covert narcissist.
Okay.
And we did have a 6-year relationship which was open, which I knew from the beginning it was. He made that clear.
Okay.
Before that I was in a 10-year monogamous relationship and so forth, but I fell deeply in love with him. This is
already starting off bad. The moment you said you agreed to a open relationship.
Yeah, I know.
Did you not take that serious when he came in and said this is going to be an open relationship? Is it something that you didn't really believe him?
I didn't know anything about it, and
okay.
I was gonna take it be open-minded, like, okay, I'm gonna try it, see how it works, and so forth, and
it ultimately burned you, didn't it?
It did. So the 6 years, on and off, I helped him. He was quite a bit younger than me. He was 6 years younger than me, and I helped him get his driver's license, get a savings account, get an insulin cost, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt more motherly. And let me get to my point. Sorry.
That's okay. How old are you, hon, by the way?
I'm sorry?
How old are you?
36.
Okay, and so he was in his he's in his late 20s?
Right now he's 30. So
okay.
When I met him, I was 30, he was 24.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And so, on and off, we eventually moved in together, and then I bought my house, but I didn't want to live with him anymore because it just wasn't working, but I still wanted to be with him.
Mm-hmm.
And first time in the rental house, he got fired from his job, different jobs multiple times, and basically screwed me over financially. He paid me back the first time, but the second time, this past year, he didn't. And moved into my house that I bought on my own. And so I guess I'm getting to the point. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
So I kicked him out of the house in March. I'm like, you need to go live with your father. You haven't been paying rent for 8 months. I can't do that. I do care about you, but you have to, you can't do this. So he finally lived with his father, and we were still seeing each other. And then our 6-year anniversary happened in September, and he was seeing this other girl who's only 19, going to school, and basically it was all about her. He basically just screwed me over. He basically, on our 6-year anniversary, he said he'd rather be with her and not me. And so I discarded him, but I really didn't want to discard him, even though he was awful. Logically, I know he's a horrible person.
Right.
Everything logically, I know that. But I'm still, 5 months later in misery and in agony. And
so let me help you out here.
I feel like...
Right. A part of this is go ahead. I want to hear what you say. You feel like what?
I feel like a horrible person.
Okay.
I just feel like nothing, I guess.
Right. Okay. So here's the deal, and it's obviously you're very valuable, but you gave away very precious things about your value. You gave it away to a kid, 24-year-old kid. 24-year-old kid who came to you. Hey, I'm a kid, and you're kind of hot. I'm sure you can show me a few things, or whatever in the bedroom. And he goes in and gets his blowjobs from you or whatever. Tells you that he's in an open relationship. But the whole thing is you're in this place in life where you really can't be messing around. You got to figure out, well, what is it that makes you want to mess around with the 24-year-old kid, anyways? Who just wants to go in and drop his pants and get blowjobs from you. You're at a place in your life where you want a man who's going to be an equal, be a partner, a home builder. Have you ever been married?
Well, I was engaged. So I've mainly had 2 boyfriends.
Okay.
Before Jesse, I was with a guy for 10 years. We were engaged and never been with another man before that. So
okay.
I was...
I believe biologically you're wanting that. You want a man, right? But for some reason you got stuck in this place with a kid. All right?
Yeah.
It's the good time kid. And you knew that going into it. He came in and said, I'm in an open relationship, so that means I'm going to have fun here, I'm going to have fun over here. And there was something that you thought that sounded exciting about that. Oh, that sounds exciting. Sure, okay, come on, but inside you're waiting. Wait a minute. No, I need a man. Are you going to be a man? No, he's not going to be a man. He's going to be a kid. He's going to come over, drop his pants, and have fun with you, and then he's going to go, and he's going to go do whatever else he's doing elsewhere, right? And it's one of these things where you were warned about it, but you got caught up in some kind of excitement. There was something exciting about that to you, right? And this, again, has everything to do with your value. So I want to ask you, where's your value? What do you think your worth is? Right, and I talk about this a lot when I talk about women and understanding your value. You are, I'm going to say it again because it's the truth. You're sought after. You are the one that's desired. You're the reason men work hard, men go and want to build homes, is so that they can have a woman, because most men do have that drive to have a family, but it's all twisted up. They don't realize that's what it is. Most guys, especially when they're young in their 20s, are just like, man, I'm horny all the time. I got to get this frustration out. I'm horny. And so it comes down to you as a woman to say, I see, I know, okay, I got it. You're horny, but I need a family maker. I need a leader for a family. What are you? You work at a mall? You live with your dad? You barely have a car? You can't fill a gas tank? And you want to come over and drop your pants? Really? No. I'm worth more than that. I'm something that guys seek, right? And so you have to hold out, know your value, hold out, and you have to get to know in any relationship, get to know these men. and be patient and hold out for what it is that you deserve in a relationship, right? It's difficult, I know, but this is what happens. You realize when you're getting out of this relationship, you're realizing that you gave away what's very precious and what's very valuable and what some hardworking men who are really home builders deserve, right? Once they make a promise to you, put a wedding ring on your finger, right? All that stuff, all that fun is for you to give to that person that comes home sweating, all dirty from work, right? And I know this is very idealized, but follow me because it's kind of true. Sweaty, dirty from work, walks in the front door, and you say, you are the one that works for this house. You were the one that supports us. You're the leader. You're the guy. You know what? You deserve me. Here I am. And this is the image of, and you're one. This is the image of marriage. But that got all twisted up. And we live in this culture where it's like, oh, you're 25, you're 24, you're cute. I like your hair. I like your eyes. Hey, come on, let's have some fun. And then we're wondering why we're getting so damaged, right? Esteem is just ripped away because you're giving it away without anything in return. What has he done for you? Anything? He's
done some stuff. I mean, I don't want to be like, like I'm did everything and he did nothing. I mean, I have to be logical, but it's just like, I know I discarded him, but he blocked me. He befriended me, like everything. And,
right.
I was bad and I finally got figured out how to call him a month ago. And he said he's doing great with a new girl, with a 19-year-old girl.
Right. And he's gonna ruin. I wouldn't mess around with it anymore. I really wouldn't. He's showing you his true colors. He's showing you what he's all about. Right? See, one of the things is that we've got to stop thinking we can change these people and fix them. It's not a thing where you give yourself to a person and then say, okay, now you have to be what I need you to be. It doesn't work like that. Right? It's your responsibility. Right. It's your responsibility in this life to first say, you're going to be what I'm what I deserve before I become anything that you think you deserve. Right? It's got to be mutual. Right? But that's what happens. So you're going to have to in this situation. I would let it. It doesn't sound like it started off as a good relationship, and it doesn't sound like it would turn into or manifest into a good relationship. Not with the way it started. Right? It started off very toxic. Started off with very, very weird, very dark, very dark pretense into the relationship. Right? That doesn't smooth out. Typically, it just gets darker and darker and darker. Abuse is progressive.
He always told me that men cheat or want other girls. So
that what?
I'm always afraid that men always think of other girls and always want to be with other girls. And I'm afraid to get in a relationship that guy's going to cheat on me. And I'd rather have it open than someone cheating on me, I guess.
That's not true. There's guys, okay, I haven't done the dating, video yet. Guys have a natural, again, it comes down to some of the things that culture has twisted up. Guys have a natural drive for women. This is what I told you a minute ago. So yes, you are sought after, right? You are what a man desires. We can't help it. We have our biology is built in this way. We turn around and we look at girls, not because we're perverted necessarily, but something biological happens, right? We see hips or, whatever, and it's like, ooh, childbearing, right? But that's because we're seed carriers. This is how that operates. Now, you're in a unique position as a woman, okay? Because as a woman, you are what's desired. You are everything about you, right? And this is why it's important for you to understand your value in this, right? So everything from your hair, your lips, your skin, your nurturing ability, all that stuff, right, is what men desire. And so you have to almost lead a man into being that person who's dedicated, right? And it's an exchange, like I shared with you, right? It's not an agreement. It's not where you say, oh, I know you're into other women, so yeah, sure, go have other women. No, it's listen, I'm all the woman you need. This is you talking to a man. I'm all the woman you need, right? But first, what are you presenting? Are you going to be all the man I need? And you have to do that dance. And you have to be you have to do that patiently. And you have to be able to wait until the promises are made, the patience. You have to learn to fall in love with each other without any physicality and stuff like that first, right? And then once you know that you know that you know who and what you're dealing with, because yes, all men have the biological desire to look at women, but not all men are going to act on that. Okay? So you have to make sure you find a man that's not going to act on that. When you have that man, then you become all he needs. Then you're married, right? After you've waited. And then you have every ability in marriage to make sure that he has no need for anything else, right? He comes home, like I said, sweaty from work, everything. You can tackle him at the door and say, you are the provider. Come here. We're going to the room. And you're not going to be able to walk when I'm done with you. And then when you think you're done, you're not going to be done. All right, mister? Okay? This is the kind of stuff that you can do in that context. When you know that you know that you know who and what you're dealing with, right? And you're married. But like I said, a lot of things, I know this is very idealized, but this is how it should be, right? In a healthy marriage-style relationship. But it's not like that. It's all twisted up, right? And so now, like your value is so bent over what happened that you're agreeing with guys to be in open relationships. You have guys coming to you saying, yeah, all guys, think of women, all guys cheat. So, hey, you might as well give me what I want. And let's just, yeah. And
well, he always told me that if I ever with a normal guy, he's just going to toss me. He's just going to use me and toss me. And he said that he was loyal to me and he cared about me and loved me. And that
is narcissistic jargon right there. That is gaslighting, devaluing, demeaning. And if your value and your esteem, and now that you recognize it, was where it's supposed to be, you would be able to say, you are not going to demean and devalue me anymore. Get out. Get out.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me men aren't going to want me? Get out. Right? Because you don't, obviously, those are your red flags. Everything you're saying about this guy is red flag after red flag after red flag after red flag. Everything he said to you was in a conditioning way just to use you for what he wanted. Right? With no ability. So here's the thing. I'll wrap this phone call up right now saying this. It's obvious to me that this is not a man for you. I want to ask you a serious question right now. Can you see this kid? Can you see him running a house with you? Can you see him building a family with you?
No.
Be honest.
Not at all.
Okay. Then what are you messing around with him for? What are you messing around with him for?
I still want him to love me and desire me, and he doesn't. He could care less about me now. I know that's messed up.
Right. So I think that, love and desire, I think you have to spend some time and figure out what it is that you really want. Listen, hon, if all you want is love and desire, put a sign out on your front yard that says, I want love and desire. You'll have a line of guys from your neighborhood that'll come and say, hey, I'll love and desire you for an hour, for 2 hours, whatever you want, babe. Right? So you need to get deeper. Right. You need to get deeper than that. You need to get deeper than just wanting to be loved and desired, right? You need to understand that you already are loved and desired. You are, right? Just by nature. And now you need to identify, what do you require, though, in order to allow yourself to be loved and desired, right? In order to give that, in order to be a part of that, what do you require, right? You've got to have that value in place, right? Otherwise, like I said, you could put up a sign that says, all I want is love and desire. Because anyone, any guy will take that. You'll have a line of guys. So work on that, right? And you're welcome to contact me. I thank you for sharing with us all here where you're at, right? So this is going to be a whole shifting period for you in life. You're going to be looking at the world differently. You'll look at men differently, Hopefully you'll look at relationships differently, right? And in no way does this mean you have to stop meeting people or meeting guys. First of all, you're going to have to take the time to heal and dismiss 99.9% of what this kid told you. And understand that he told you what he told you so that he can take his pants off. That's all he was interested in. Okay? So none of it is real. Very manipulative. Okay? Dismiss that. And as you go forward and you're meeting people, it's okay to meet people. It's okay to go on dates in the future. But you have to approach it differently, right? Really get to know people. Get to know them, right? And not allow the rushing to take place because of this desire, that you were talking about. All right. I hope that makes sense to you. I hope that helped in a way.
I really, I appreciate you taking the call and talking with me. I really do.
Right on. Thank you for calling.
Good night.
Good night. All right, guys, that call went over, and we are going to wrap up this show. Thank you for joining me here on the Royal We, guys. I'm so glad that you guys are here. You guys are still here. You're troopers, and thank you. Thank you. We will be back. If you tried calling tonight and you did not get on the show tonight, call tomorrow night. We'll be here tomorrow night, 10 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Go ahead and make that phone call tomorrow night. We'll also be here Friday night, okay? And then weekends off every night. Thank you guys so much. I'm glad that you guys are here, and thank you for being a part of the Royal We family. If you've not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I know that there's a lot of people that don't realize that we are live, so by subscribing, and I believe there's a bell notification. If you hit that, it will notify you when the live stream is going on. All right, guys. Also, I do take questions by email, so you're welcome to email questions at jointheroyalwe@gmail.com. If you haven't already, you can follow me on Instagram at jointheroyalwe on Instagram. That's a great community as well. Even though I have not yet posted enough stuff on there, I'm going to build up to it. I'm trying to stretch out and do different things, and also let you guys know I'm not going to stop making regular videos, okay? I still have some videos in the works. There's a lot that I would like to put out there. This is in addition to those videos. I received a comment saying, I like the live stream, but don't stop doing the videos. I'm not going to, okay? I will still make the regular videos as well, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great night, and I look forward to seeing you guys here tomorrow night on the Royal We. All right, have a great night, guys.